Therefore, as we always commence, not from today, but from of old, our Father who art in heaven, that your name may be hallowed by men, that we may bow at the mention of it, that we may offer every glory unto thee, that we may offer you every adoration and adulation, because there is none like thee. You fight our battles for us. Every blessed day you demonstrate through your kindness and your everlasting mercy that you are our Lord, our God, and our Creator. This evening we offer these your children unto thee all over this very planet that you created. They are listening across the entire 24 time zones on this very planet where they inhabit. They are listening to your gospel this very evening, this gospel of redemption, a gospel of hope, a gospel of restoration, a gospel of renewal, this very gospel of freedom, this very gospel of emancipation as only you ordained. That this very gospel must be preached, that mankind may be set free from the eternal damnation of the creation of the British. My goodness me, I want to remain in the spirit, because we must worship heaven. We answer your name, O Lord of hosts. Everything about us is designed to offer glory unto thee. We have atoned for our sins last year. This very year we have not only atoned for our sins, we have spilled, we have shed blood, they have shed our blood. We have let our sacrifice be made unto thee. Even on the 30th of August, as we are being felled by the bullets of the enemy, by the workers of iniquity and of darkness, we remain very strong today to beckon upon thee, to ask you for your mercy and for your grace, to ensure that your kingdom is restored upon the face of the earth, that you can bring your healing hand to bear upon the life of those of them that you created for one singular purpose, and that purpose alone, which is to worship you in truth and in every honesty. Is there any way that we have erred? Is there any way that our ancestors may have sinned? We confess before a congregation of the whole of humanity to ask you, O Lord of hosts, to have mercy upon us. You must have mercy upon us. We have suffered enough. We have been subjugated enough. We have been tortured enough. We have been imprisoned enough. We did not do these people anything. Our only crime is to answer your name. Our only crime is to be born your children. Our only crime is to excel at everything that we place our hands into. Our only crime is to exhibit your glory and your blessing, which manifestedly is upon our lives every blessed day. That is why they want to kill us. That is why the British want to join those of them who don't know you, to destroy your creation and your inheritance. You will not allow shame to befall your name. You will not allow the enemies to triumph over the lives of your children, because you created us to exist, to worship, to honor, and to praise you. That is exactly what we are going to do when this Biafra comes. It will come in truth and in every honesty, because we remain every blessed day. Chukwabiama believe we're whiter than white and whiter than snow. Is there any way that we have sinned that you cannot forgive us our trespasses, to enable us to fulfill your own word which was spoken thousands of years ago, that instead of what you promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist? You opened your mouth to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. those words can never be in vain, because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace under our command. O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isoko. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy, because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All these we pray, all these we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you.
Yes, good morning, fellow BIAFRANS, lovers of freedom, men and women of goodwill, conscientious people wherever you are all over the world. I should say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you, good night, depending on your time zone. This is Radio Biafra Extra for the avoidance of doubt, streaming live through Radio Biafra London, being anchored by the Deputy Leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra, Mazi Uche Ukafo Mefo. He is from Abatete Province in Anambra State. He is the man who assured us that he will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption. One and only man who gave his word and stood by it. You may not be able to comprehend or fully understand why we cherish him. He's not like Nigerian politicians who dash you sachet of gare just to get your vote in the morning, and then in the evening they will bring the Mohammedan brutal terrorist soldier to rape your wife before you're present and kill your people, and you can do nothing about it. Trust is a scarce commodity when it comes to the continent of Africa, not because the people of Africa are not trustworthy, because somebody wants it that way. And now you know why we'll cherish him. So you deal with it. Of course, he's standing in a deputizing capacity on behalf of our supreme leader, Mazen Nandi Oku Kano, the only man that will tell Inson to move, they will move. Urobo to move, they will move. Igbo to move, they will move. Abo to move, they will move. Of course, there are people who will argue and doubt and say it's not possible until it gets to that time. Because this is the only man who has stood for the truth and confront this demon called Nigeria. and refused to be compromised. By now, he would have owned oil well in Biafra, or maybe in Iguacha in Port Harcourt. Maybe he would have owned one oil well somewhere around Niger Delta. All of you will be yapping. After all, the more you yap, the more Hausa owns oil well. The more you yap, the more Yoruba owns oil well. But none of you will ever own oil well as far as this Nigerian remains. Sometimes I begin to wonder. He should have collected money and maybe one oil well. But we will get to that later. But it's not for sale. That is the beauty of the whole thing. Go and deal with it. Some of you wish you are our leader, Mazen Nandekano. You would have negotiated even with our life. And then you will know that we are not your slave. We choose to be who we are. And what we are doing here today, it is something we know that if we fail to do for our people, nobody will. Nobody will. And this is one of the basic principles that governs us in everything we do on this platform. His name is Mazen Nandekano. He is from Afari Beku. Afari Beku is in Umuahia. Umuahia is in Abia State. Abia State, every single piece of land in Abia State belongs to the Biafran people. Okezie Bazo family compound belong to Biafran people. Soon he will understand. And by the special grace of Chukwu Kikabiama, I remain George Unibe. George Unibe is from Abo. Abo is in Delta State. And Delta State is Biafra land. Every piece of land in Delta State, from 1 square meter to 1,000 square meter into the nook and cranny of Biafra land, it belongs to Biafrans. And I served the indigenous people of Biafra in the capacity of the African Rep and Nigerian International Coordinator. But then we will not move forward until we acknowledge the Almighty Creator himself, Chukwu Kike Abiyama, who is our shield, a defender, and our buckler. He is our provider, our helper, and our guide. In matter both great and small, he is our wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. For he is the primordial influence that drives us in everything we do. It's the power that shapes our way ahead of us. That up to this moment we are still alive. The same way he preserved the generation of our father before us. For the Nigerian government and their British collaborators and other counterparts thought they will wipe them away in 3 days, or rather in 1 week. But 3 years on, the war still range. 3 years on, the war still range because they sustain it. And I speak to you, the war has not ended. For their children are continuing from where their father stopped. And there will be no going back, for your information. Difference between now and the generation of 1967 to 1970 is because we are meticulously engaging the world to arise and do the needful, for we are not going back, for there is no shadow of turning back within us. I will acknowledge him before we proceed. Anye na jage mau nihi na emara mau ehonanya nage ubioma ge ujuru anyanya dadio inwe ge mgbanwe odigonye dikage ebu alpha and omega anye ne na sena edemao. Once again, I welcome you. Without wasting much of our time, we'll go to our topic this morning. Our topic this morning is simple. A message to the world leaders. A message to the world leaders. The Bible say, or rather they said that God said in the Bible that he created the world. And having created the world, he gave them dominion over all things. And when God stepped aside to allow us to actually exist as Homo sapien, some people start recreating the world. They start dictating how it goes about. They now tell you, no, you must use English. Without using English, you are not civilized, you are not developed, you are not educated. They now peg education itself. When I see people who tell me the degree they've acquired in the university, this is what I begin to wonder. Somebody say, do you know I have bachelor in science degree? Do you know I have LLB in law? Do you know that I have PhD and honorary and rarity degree in Manchester University in America, and then Toronto University in India. Did you know I schooled in Oxford University in South Africa? I could only look at these people. I pity them because they never knew that the very knowledge they claim to have acquired has been pegged. They have pegged you. You must remember. Do you know what is peg? Okay, let me narrate peg. When you want to build as a civil engineer, they first of all knock a profile. This profile is created with peg. These pegs simply or signify that this rope, this line, this foundation will not pass here. Even if the building itself wanted to be larger, it must remain where the engineer or civil engineer has pegged it. You have been pegged. You have been pegged. Everything you are studying as a doctor is what your father and father before them, who are not as brilliant as you, have studied. Maybe only one course actually metamorphose, and now you see why they are called learned. Only lawyers are allowed to reason beyond the boundary of their academic curriculum. That is because they are not pegged. So when a lawyer say, I am learned, there is a difference between being learned and being educated. What am I trying to bring in effect? This is a message to the world leader. What I'm trying to make you understand is simple. Because we are here to ask for our freedom. We are here to ask for our freedom. It looks like nobody seems to hear our cry. If you are a world leader, you see yourself as a world leader, or we see you as a world leader, this is a message to you this morning. It looks like nobody seems to hear our cry. Biafran people have been crying for as long as the British government, Theresa May ancestors, stepped their foot in the continent of Biafraland. We have been crying. Why have we been crying? Theresa May ancestors came to our land. We opened our doors for them. They came in and said they want to have a trade with us. Our fathers who are open-minded, I must tell you, a pure breed and the best of all Homo sapiens that have walked on this planet Earth, welcome them. We opened our door for them. We loved them. But we never knew they have a different agenda in their mind. They said they came to buy palm oil. No, they first of all came to kidnap our people. They have more advanced technology. And then they have to kill our people and then take as much as they can. Today you hear somebody telling you, I am African American, I am China American, I am London American, African, I am London African, I am American African, I am Indonesia African, I am African. You look at all of them closely in your country now as we speak. These are the product of your atrocity. These are crimes you can never wipe away. Because when they wake up one day and begin to find out how they found themselves in India, how they found themselves in America, how they found themselves in Europe, you can try and wipe them away because that is ongoing already. Ethnic cleansing for the blacks across the globe is ongoing. Who will speak for us, O ye world leaders? Who will speak for us? But ask yourself, how do they come there? Maybe they originally owned the land, you exterminated them, and nobody can fight in their defense. Maybe they are the product of some of the people you kidnapped from West Africa and maybe other African countries. And now everybody know why the world will never truly fight against terrorism. Because the people who claim to be sincere, people who claim to be world power, people who claim to be doing the right thing are actually the people who created the menace in the first place. And when they came, they picked our people, scattered them across the globe. Only God knows why. And after a while, they said, okay, it's okay. The era of slavery is over. We're no longer going to kidnap you. And now we want to buy palm oil. We opened the door for them. They came into BIAFRALAND buying palm oil. Maybe to produce soap. Maybe to feed themselves. Among other things. And in the process of time, they discovered crude oil. And then they are not looking for palm oil again. They start looking for crude oil. They are not looking for timber again. They start looking for crude oil. Good and fine. And the moment they discover crude oil, they know that the only way to maintain a constant flow of crude oil from Biafra land to many countries in the world. Go and ask Chevron what they are doing in our land. Go and ask Egypt, Saipan, Eni. Go and ask them what they are doing in our land. Go and ask Shell what are they doing in our land. Go and ask all the oil company what are they doing in our land. You see, they are there to promote slavery in a different dimension. But this is the truth the world power know already, but they keep quiet. Now I say to the world power, we have been crying and nobody cares to hear our cry. And ever since then, our life has been made miserable. We have been made to feed from the crumbs that fell from the table of the masters. The British government, Lord, masters British government. World power. Where are your sincerity? Where are your genuinity? Where are your love and what you promise humanity? God created man, and man created slave. God made man, and man made money, and money make man to rob another man from his comfort, from his wealth, and from his God-given blessings. We've been crying. Our people have been killed. Our people are dying on daily basis. Nobody says anything. For you to see the level and the high standard of your hypocrisy. Kill 3 Oyibo, the whole world will catch fire. The whole media will be yapping from the both sides of their mouths. Believe me, if anybody died unjustly, I will never support that. And so when they are telling you that there is a city called Christ Church, and then there is a Muslim who have been killed, and you are African man, and you are following them to mourn those people who are killed, you are sick. You are sick. BBC, Al Jazeera, CNN. I will try and check Fox News whether it's carrying that news. Oh, there is a terrorist attack. Oh, they killed 49 people inside one mosque. It's unacceptable. It's unbelievable. We will not agree. Everybody is yapping. I'm following all your comments as world leader. But do you know that this week alone, over 290 people have been killed only in the zoo called Nigeria? Oh, no. White supremacy. Is that it? I'm sorry for all of you. I'm sorry. Because the world is uploading. Not just Nigeria. The world is uploading. Whatsoever a man soweth, whatsoever a race soweth, whatsoever a breed soweth, you told us, so shall he reap. For those who sow corruption will of the flesh reap corruption, and those who of the spirit sow to the spirit will of the spirit reap eternal life. Hey, you are what power today, Abi? We shall see how it is. I remember when Roman legionnaires and emperor were gallivanting over the war, trying to take over the war. It looks like nobody can stop them. Where are they today? Where are the Grecians and the Persians? Where are the Babylonians? Okay, they went to recess. We are waiting for all of them. And today you think you are world power when you have the privilege to do the right thing, so that the next generation of Homo sapiens, because we will continue to exist. If you think you can end the world, you lie. Nobody can. There is a God that sits in heaven. If you think your technology make you dismiss the existence of Creator, then you are a stupid person. Come out in the media and tell us you will never die, and we will give you reason why you will die the next day. Former Russian president made it clear that nobody can divide Soviet Union, not even God in heaven. Where is Soviet Union today? So when you are boasting and telling us, do you know the ballistic missile I have? Do you know how many warheads I have? You are hopeless and you are useless. You have the power. Make proper use of it for the good of humanity. For in the end, you will be brought to your knee. All of you. Nobody is invincible. Only Chukwu Kikabiama. And this is one truth you may fight against. We have been crying, nobody care. Nobody ever took time to feel our pain. Nobody want to say, why is Mazen Nandekano, the supreme leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, why is he shouting? Nobody cares. Why is he dancing? Nobody cares. They are busy analyzing what we can do and what we cannot do. But who told you what we can do and what we cannot do? Why don't you put yourself in our place and feel our pain? We provide the wealth that fuels so many nations, not just Nigeria. But yet we have nothing to show for it. Americans, as I speak, are enjoying 24-hour electricity. Did I say 24 hours? 27 hours in a day electricity, 8 days in a week electricity, 35 days in a month electricity, and 340 days electricity in a year. All of them in America, and so is other people. British government, go and look at Theresa May now. One black Nigerian man is on contract to change Theresa May pampers, and he's doing that. And Theresa May, they will change your pampers. A Biafra man will rub powder on your bumbo, and you are jumping up and down everywhere across the globe. May the Lord be with you. Nobody will save all of you. But this is a message to the world power to remind you that this is the time you need to feel our pain. Our governors are corrupt because you corrupt them. Our system are corrupt because you are the one who corrupt them. We do not have justice system because you can only feed and fuel and pay your bills by the injustice that prevail in Africa. It is a don't forget that our topic is a message to the world power. And some people say, if you attack world power, nobody will give you freedom. Why have they not start using our dead body to make corn beef so they can be renowned as world power? No, come on, use us and make corn beef. Use your technology. Shoot me. Do a bed for me. Do what you can. But the truth is naked. And not until the naked truth is willing to come out naked publicly, it becomes irrelevant. Because the lie is properly dressed. That is why CNN and BBC package their lie. That is why any moment from now, Yoruba people in Biafra land and in Nigeria will start repackaging the next lie to control your Mendola and Blakata for the next 24 hours. This is what they do. But what we do, we are the antidote to cure their menace. Nobody cares to feel our pain. Nobody cares about the injustice in our land. Nobody wants to speak up against British creation called Nigeria. They all know the truth. The election rigged by Jubri and Sudan government, the election rigged is the highest order. It beat every technology. Americans know this. Britain know this. Everybody knows this. But why are they not speaking up? It was one of the American, what do they call them? Secretary of State that moved to the media and told them the election was very free and fair. It is very fair and free. The next one, another British contractor, actually they are doing the work of Satan, came and say there has never been any election that is as fair and as very conclusive as this election. The highest rigged election. Even the people who rigged the election knew that the level of expertise of this rigging is unbelievable. They never believed they can even rig the election to this very level. They rigged the election. They confess, and Mechi Chibuike, that British slave, that Awusa Lamajiri Barawu Dambanza slave, said something unbelievable. Just listening to him for avoidance of doubt.
Mr. Atiku Abubakar to challenge the election results. Mr. Mechi makes this appeal.
Look, we are grateful to Nigerians, we are grateful even to PDP. Let's not fight over this issue in court. Let's work together as friends, and 4 years' time, we'll come back to another election and encourage INEC to ensure that the election is free and fair and credible.
Just listen to it again. We don't rig you. As we don't rig you, it's okay. We thank you, PDP. We thank you, APC. Anyhow, we rig, and just take on like that. And only 4 years now. Only 4 years at least. We give you one sachet of Gary for 4 years, and we go still give you one sachet of pure water for another years. Then after another 4 years, then you now rig your own. This one, let us rig our rigging now. And you are keeping quiet and you are yapping, and we are
looking at the presidential election. Mr. Atiku Abubakar to challenge the election results. Mr. Mechi makes this appeal.
Look, we are grateful to Nigerians, we are grateful even to PDP. Let's not.
They are grateful to everybody. Let us not fight. Let us just it's turn by turn now. A British government have to, they have to get their oil, and then after another 4 years, and then we can start from where we stop. Looting is for everybody. Let us loot the lootable, and we loot. And when you see this so-called world power who are actually behind all these atrocities in Biafra land, you begin to wonder. Message to the world leader. Nobody wants to speak up. Instead of them to speak up and tell the truth, they will compromise. Reason being that most people who would have stood up for our right as a people are all accomplices in this unholy and unjust and inhuman attack against the Biafrans, both home and abroad. The people who would have stood up and say, no, the rigging in this election is unbelievable. People who would have stood up and say, these people have been crying, let's find out what their problem is. No, they will not say it. They will. Because they are all accomplices. When I sit back and look at people who are actually behind our problem, we call British government, because British government actually started it. British government are more desperate to control the oil and the resources in Biafraland more than others. But it's not only British government that is feeding for our misery. And now you know why they will never stand up to fight for your defense. So when you want BBC, Al Jazeera, CNN, NNC, Fox News, when you want them to come out and speak about what is happening in your land the way they are speaking about 49 people, just 49 people, come and tell Nigerians that they kill 49 people in one community. They say, thank God, only 49. Hey, God, thank you. And you want us to have rumors. Oh, 49 Ipob died. Oh, our God, as black people have died. Oh, 49 died. Do you know that in a single night, thousands are killed? Do you know when Nigerian news Gota media tells you 28 die, you need to add 10 behind that 28 to know the actual figure? Do you know that when they tell you that 1 million Biafrans died between 1967 and 1970, that over 100 millions die, even if it's 1,000 that die? Have you ever tried to create a scenario or imagine the heaps of dead body of 1,000 people, not to be able to come out and tell the world that you witnessed 1 million Biafrans murdered in cold blood for no any just reason? A message to the world power. The people who should have stood up to speak for us actually accomplish in this very tax. Tax to assassinate us, tax to kill us, tax to wipe us away. And now there is social media. And one day you do not hear about Biafrans again. Know that the colonial masters have successfully been able to wipe us away. But we shall see how it ends. There are a lot of people I know existed, a lot of breed and tribe I know existed as a child. They are no longer here. I never hear about the pygmies of Congo any longer. Where have they been to? Where are the natives India? Where are the parasitators? I hardly hear about them because somebody is a champion somewhere. He's going to wipe away the rest breed. But the more you extinct breed of Homo sapiens in order to dominate, the more the world will lose a capability of a genuine potential to actually take humanity to a very peaceful end where heaven itself will be brought down here on earth. There are things Biafrans can do. No other Homo sapiens can be able to do it, whether you like it or not. And there are things the Caucasians can do. Nobody can be able to do it. There are things that the Indians can do. If you like, tumble yourself, you cannot do it. Temper with God creature yourself, you cannot do it. There are things Alama Jilia, Wosafulani, Barawu, Dambanza can do. I can't do it. They can trek from here to Suleja. They can trek from Suleja to Medugri. From Medugri to Kafanchan. From Kafanchan to Saudi Arabia. From Saudi Arabia, they can trek to America. Who born me to try to trek? If I trek from here to Aba alone, my leg will go into my stomach. And then I respect them. And when it is time to trek, then let them go and do the trekking. Then there is something I can do, they can do. And when it's time for them, we do it. And you see, with collective interest, we will get home. But one day, they will listen. Because we will have to put an end to it one way or the other. Do not forget our topic is a message to the world power. So I'm not talking to you if you are not a part of the world power. I'm talking to the world power that this thing they refuse, this injustice they refuse to put an end to, this inhuman degrading treatment meted upon our people that they do not want to talk about it. One day they will, they shall. Because we have to put an end to it one way or the other by this generation or another. things have been so complicated. We have more Biafrans white than more Biafrans black now. Most of you don't know. Let me tell you what we are not looking at. Begin to trace them and kill them, because you will actually design a system that will destroy all of you. I come from a very large family. My mother have 11 of us. So Nigerian government, go and begin to look for them. It's unfortunate you cannot see any of them, because the one in India is answering Indian name. The one in China is answering China name. The one in London is answering London name. The one in Frankfurt, Germany is answering German name, because they are all married to everywhere they find themselves. Begin to poison them. The one in India, if I tell you the name of the children, they are in New Delhi. 1 year as the first son, I asked them to come home. Let's check my father's compound. And all of them came. German one, the one in Germany came with German children. The one in Turkey came with Turkey children. The one in India came with Indian children. The one in Jamaica came with Jamaica children. Even the one in South Africa came with South African children. And when all of them sampled themselves, oh boy, only my children be black. I say, Onyibe family don't become Oyibo family. And so you begin to wonder, without my children now, my ancestors, my lineage has become Oyibo. So when you think you want to keep black Biafrans, be very ready that these black Oyibo, they speak Abo, they speak Igbo, they speak Ijo, they speak speakable. They are among you. You will see that we have gone to a stage of no return. You can't stop us, but you can do the right thing. This is a message to the world power. I'm using my family. I'm not supposed to say this about my family, but you can't see them. I said something somewhere when my junior brother came to Nigeria. He was arrested by Yoruba in Lagos because he has to land in Lagos before he come to Abo. And they say he's not in Nigeria. Why do you think they say he's not in Nigeria? Of course, he's fair like my mother. But that is not the issue. His name is Tangoran Chanchon Chan Chan Chan. Because he's in China, he's married to China, and now he has a China passport, and he bear a China name. His name is Chan 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 Chan. And then Yoruba man say, no, Chan 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 is not in Nigeria. And that you see now, he's a citizen of China. So what do you do about it? The same way late Buhari was saying, do you know that Nnamdi Kanu, he came to with the two citizenship, one British, and if we are not slave of British government answering the name they give to us now, if we are answering our own name now, people will be wondering, why is this Mazen Nnamdi Kanu having a British name? Because he's a British man already, whether you like it or not. So when you think you are going to exterminate the black Biafrans, understand that the population of white Biafrans are more than the population of black Biafrans. For your information, these are mark of what you have done to us. It is a message to the world power. But one day, we will do what we have to do. We will have to put an end to all this atrocity committed against us. One way or the other, we will do the unthinkable because of this unwanted circumstance. We believe that is when the world will rise up to do the needful, because that is exactly what they are all waiting for. One day we will do the unthinkable. You see, when you are there calculating, how do I suppress IPOB? Please begin to calculate avenues of unthinkable reaction. When you push someone to the wall and there is no place for that person to go, the next thing that will happen is that the person will bounce back. The atrocity committed against Biafran people, oh ye world leader, will certainly boomerang. Make no mistake about it. I'm not diplomatic. I'm not, how do they see it? I'm not trying to sound politically correct. I'm not trying to appeal to your conscience to see me as a sincere man. I am a sincere man. I'm an honest man, I must tell you. I'm trying to make you see what we are going through. But what we will do next, we will not be held responsible for action. For we are getting ready to do the unthinkable. What do you want to do again? Nelson Mandela fought for the freedom of Biafran people, for South African people. He was tagged a terrorist by Theresa May group of company. Every black who have tried to fight for the freedom of their people is ever killed or blackmailed. But the difference now is, I'm not in your land. I have no intention of coming to your land. I was born in Africa, raised in Africa. I intend to die in Africa. Moses was born in Africa, raised in Africa, married in Africa, died in Africa. Nelson Mandela was born in Africa, raised in Africa, fought in Africa, died in Africa. And so, what exactly are you going to do? You send nuclear weapon? We have been feeding on nuclear weapon. AK-47. Our father suffered the terror of it. What exactly are you going to do? Oh, ye world power, arise and let Biafrans go. You will not do anything until we begin to do the unthinkable. This is exactly what you are waiting for. A lot of companies are giving ammunitions to Nigerian government to subdue us. And we are having Operation Ego Eye, Operation Crocodile Smile, Operation Python Dance, Operation Chimpanzee Movement. Very soon you will hear Operation, after Operation Chimpanzee Movement, because that is what next level will bring. You will hear Operation Dinosaur Destruction. But we are ready. We are on ground. We are not going anywhere. So if anybody ever told you, I'm going to leave, I'm not going anywhere. If anybody ever told you I'm from Enugu, they lie. I'm from Abo. Because there is a trending information now that George Onyibe is from Enugu. Enugu don't answer Onyibe. Enugu don't answer Onyibe. I know that most of you can't spell my name correctly. You spell Onyibe. Abrom Onyibe. Onyibe. This is about dialects. You can't understand it. But even if I to be from Enugu, it would have been better for me. For in my next life, I will let that come from Abia. I will let that come from Enugu or Imo or Ebonyi State. And which other state? Anambra State. One of these I will come. So when you talk to me, I say, Eba we been nam, Eba we been nam. Because in my place, we don't know how to tell you that Eba we been nam. Criminals everywhere. You sell your people because of just a peanut. Have you considered what you will be without one Nigeria as a Biafran? A message. And then when it starts, they now begin to sell ammunition. Then they now begin to, this is how they deceive you. When we do the unthinkable, because of the unwanted circumstance, then they will start playing God. Because that is what they always do. Number one, they will send relief materials. Go and look at everywhere you have war, unrest, political situation in Africa. It is the so-called world leaders and world power that created that war. The first thing they do, once we kill 1,000 people, they say, hey, many people have died. Hey, give them relief material. They now start sending popcorn for you. Popcorn, relief material. And BBC and CNN will say, yes, Americans sent 80 puff to BIAFRALAND and the people are reviving. They now play God. Yes, India will now send another chin to them so they can eat. As we are talking now, Japan is trying to send them electronic meat pie. That will help them to sustain while we are making peace. But they caused the war in the first place. This is a message to the world power. Stop deceiving people. What all of you are doing, everybody know already. Remember, the people owns the power. And one day, you few men who rule the war, and you think you are invisible, we will help you crush this war. Maybe it's going to start from Biafra land, Armageddon. Maybe this is where it's going to start from. Let us go. We are not threatening anybody. We are making you a promise. I don't want to be a Caucasian man, neither do I want to overthrow America. I don't want to overthrow Britain or UK or London or EU or China or Japan or Indonesia or Malaysia. I don't want it. I want to go back to age where I will be naked and be behaving like monkey and baboon. Ow. Because I have discovered that monkey and baboon in the zoo are more civilized than the so-called world power. All of you jumping up and down, you are America by the virtue of what you think you have achieved. You are lower than monkey and baboon, I must tell you. Because monkey and baboon understand the real definition of peace, order, and tranquility. You don't. Your own is greed, dominate, rule them, frustrate them, intimidate them, harass them, choose over the power, take over the AK-47, you will run out of bullets. When America rose up to fight Vietnam, a community of rice farmers, they thought they will wipe them away in 1 week. America will never forget their experience in Vietnam. We now Hausa Yoruba, directed by British government, rise up to kill Biafrans. They have not waked up from that very, very horror attack. Of course, we are still under the shackle of slavery. They still see us as conquered people. They still stop our airport, our seaport. They block us on land and everywhere imaginable. And it looks like if we are not actually in control of our life, which is the truth. But go and ask everybody who fought that war. They have done everything to checkmate us because what they saw in 3 years, they don't want it to repeat itself again. So in Enugu University, any course that will make you learn how to produce nuclear weapon, they have bound all of them. And now those who are studying elect, nothing like elect in Nigeria. It has been divided to electronics, or electrical, among others. Why are they afraid? But I tell you, this generation, we are not our father. For we have considered the weakness and the failure of our father. We have pulled them together. We have absorbed it and it has become our strength. No, they are waiting for us. They want to play God. If they are not sending relief material to us, they will send it. Geneva Convention, they will now employ one musician. Maybe Mark Jackson is dead. Which musician do you think they will employ? Well, I can't tell now because almost all musicians are singing, of course. But what they used to do now, they will now invite Michael Jackson. Yes, Geneva Convention. Then Michael Jackson, who tried to be Oyibo, that will never be accepted by Oyibo, will now sing, heal the world, thinking better place for you and for me and the entire remembrance. People dying, if you get enough for the living, send one packet of Indomie to BIAFRALAND. You now sing it, and BIAFRANS say, oh, God bless America, God bless China, God bless Enya. They give us one packet of Indomie. That is exactly what they want. When we do the unthinkable, they will send relief material. Watch them. When you see all those game of shame they play, we know where they are going to. We will get there, don't worry. Begin to look for musicians that will give you the next one. You know, before Mike Jackson, one actually sing Stevie Wonder Group of Company. Stevie Wonder Group of Company, they actually deceive us. When they finish cursing Hulo Balo in Africa, they will sit back. They think it will not boomerang. It shall. Stevie Wonder Group of Company, where they want to calm you down. What was their song? Okay, I remember it now. We are the world, we are the children, we are the world to make it a better place, just for me and you. 1, 2, 3, we say, another monkey will say, we are tomorrow now. Then another zombie will say, no, we gotta make a better place for me and you. They are mad people. You think you are deceiving me, George Onibe, or you are deceiving Biafra? Look for another musician, because that thing you are looking for, you will get it. After we are the world, you get to heal the world. Now the stage we are getting to, which one are you going to see? Prepare the music, because we will do the unthinkable. A message to the world power. They will send peacekeeping force, as they always do. They say, no, we are sending peacekeeping force. Go and find out the peacekeeping force of Nigerian army sent to Liberia, Ecomog soldier. Go and find out the atrocity they committed in Liberia. You're sending peacekeeping force. Who need them anyway? Do you know that more soldiers have died because of the greed of their leader? Do you know how many American soldiers that die because they come for peacekeeping? Do you know how many soldiers that die? More soldiers die in the guise of peacekeeping than Boko Haram killing. Now you know why they cannot actually, stop Boko Haram. They cause problem. They send innocent soldiers from America, innocent soldiers from China, innocent soldiers from Africa. They send them to die for what would have been preventable. When they talk now, then they say, nothing will happen, nothing will. Two-Face was telling them, nothing they happen. When ordinary Yoruba boys slap and finish under Ojuelegba bridge, he go sing music to dedicate to them, let them know say something they happen. He can't turn and to see me as your brother, see me as your sister. When he set now, their language go change. A message to the world power. Then they will now send humanitarian aid. They say, people are dying in Biafra land, people are dying in Nigeria, Hausa is being killed, Yoruba is being killed. Whether they speak this grammar, watch them, they know they talking their trousers. Where people will give you suits, they know sabi talking. They know sabi wear tie. Let's send a humanitarian. No, send us an humanitarian help now. We need an humanitarian help because Nigeria is a zoo. Humanitarian help will not help anybody. Only an humanitarian help. Please, word power. This is a message to you. But you know the truth? Do you know the truth? They do not want. We don't want relief material. We don't want aid from international community or organization. We don't want peacekeeping force in Biafra land. We don't want humanitarian intervention. We don't want war either. All we want is our right to self-determination. When we talk, people think we want to fight war. If we were so much interested in war, we would have started it already. But if that is the inevitable end, and then so shall we. But this moment, let me announce to you and appeal to you, O ye world leaders. We don't want relief material from you. We don't want aid from you, international community. We don't want peacekeeping force in our land. We have seen enough. We don't want humanitarian intervention, please. We don't want war either. All we want is our right to self-determination. But if it is war that will give us this freedom that we have longed for, this peace that we'll seek for, then so be it. Then so be it. International community, if you can enjoy this music, please enjoy it. You will not be able to understand the meaning. So tell somebody to tell you what the meanings are. I'll be back in a minute. I will be back. Yes, at this moment, our lines are open. Before I give the number, if you are Igbo man, I want you to be proud of yourself. God loves you more than any other. You are the true species of Homo sapien here on earth. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. They are gradually trying to reprogram you. I know there are many lunatics who pretend to be Igbo. They are not. The Igbos are the reason why the rest tribe of Biafra has not been wiped out. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. You are God's own apple of God's own eye. Don't let anybody tell you about it. I see many lunatics who say they are Igbo. Go and watch them, they are not Igbo. Do not forget it is our father who said they have Nwu culture and Nwu Koma. The greatest weapon used against us is to tell you Igbo don't love themselves. Is to tell you Igbos are terrible. Is to tell you Igbos are most the dangerous species. This is not the truth. Igbos are the angel you read in your Bible. Igbos are the reason why we have not been decimated. Igbos are the reason why I do what I do. And like I said before this program started, when I come my next live, I will come from Eda Abia, Enugu, Imo, Ebonyi, Anambra. For your information. Without digressing further, the number to call our WhatsApp line is 070 815 456 42. Our WhatsApp number, I repeat again, is 070 815 456 42. For the last time today, our WhatsApp number is 070 815 456 42. If you have any message or any issue, send us a text message on that WhatsApp if you cannot be connected. And then the number dedicated to the mail is 081, that is our direct line, 221 52971. I repeat again, 081 221 52971. For the last time, the direct number to call, specially dedicated to the men, is 081 221 52971. And then finally, the special number dedicated to the female, our mothers, our sisters, our daughters, our wives, our aunties, our grandmothers is 081 288 58614. Special number for the female, I repeat again, is 081 228 58614. For the last time, special number dedicated to our mothers is 081 228 58614. And at this moment, our lines are open. You are free to call in. Call on the line, your name and where are you calling from. Just hold on, please. Just give me some minute, please. Call on the line. Give me some minute. Give me some minute. Yes, you can go ahead now. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Antingeneka Gawaniru. Go ahead, please.
Yes, God bless you. I just want to say God bless you. Chukukadama knows why he kept in Biafraland. He know what he's doing. If you are not in Biafraland, I don't know if you would have been able to teach us everything that you are teaching us here. I know that Chukukadama kept you here in Biafraland. I have been pushing you to go around all Biafraland, and being caught by many things. Sometimes you'll be tracked by the Nigerian nonsense police and army, so that you will know what is going on, so that you can be able to teach us all these mysteries. I want to tell the world power that one day they will wake up and see that AK-47, those iron, have become a dust. That's what I want to tell the world. The world power that think that they are so strong. One day they will wake up and find out that all those things they kept in their stores, all those things they want to use and wipe the black people, that you have turned to dust. That is what I want to tell them, and I know it will happen, because all they have, all that Nigeria used to make mouth, they will finish one day. They will just finish. They will start running. The only thing is that I don't know where they will run to in this part of the world that Biafrans are not. There is no place on this earth that you will go to that you will say that Biafrans are not. Nowhere. They will run and run and run. All the places they will go to, Biafrans are there. They will get them. They will trap them. They will kill them. Let them continue the work they are doing. The remaining ones, even if it's one person, they will chase them out of this land. They are making marks that they are possessing. They call their land. It went to Nigeria. One day, they will not see what to use and fight Biafra again. And they will run and run and run. Everywhere they run to Biafra and they will trap them and they will kill them. That's what I want to assure them. And it will happen one day. Even if I'm alive, I'm not alive.
Thank
it
you
will
very
happen.
much.
God bless you, my teacher. God bless our leader. God bless our deputy leader and bless all Biafrans all over the world. May school cut them and continue to help us. We will possess our possession and we will rule and we will soar like an eagle. One day, just one day, it will happen and they will see it. They will cry, but they will not see person to console them.
Thank you very much. Yes, we must go home. Our people must get ready. Caller on the line, can you hear me?
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead, please. The word is listening.
Mr. I thank you for what you are doing. In fact, I don't know what you say, but I said God will continue to protect you and guide you. No evil in every time of my life. I pray in Galatians 5:10 concerning you. No man on this earth can tamper over your life, because I know God has set you in this BIAFRALAND to guide your people, and no man can stand against you. So I thank you. May God keep you alive.
Thank you very much.
And our leader also.
And God bless you. Thank you and God bless you. We must continue. We are not going anywhere. Caller on WhatsApp, your name and where are you calling from? Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? Of course. Zoo Epileptic Network. Yes, caller on the line, your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead, please.
My name is Peter Moses. I'm calling you now from Enugu province. I want to thank all the Biafra over the world, my special leader Martin and the Kano, and you, Judge Onide, and Rich Chimofa, and many all those people who are working at God for the restoration of our motherland. I say the God of heaven bless them in the name of Jesus. Not only they, I want to tell you that the people have been committed in this evil construction called Nigeria. These real people are killing people every day. That's why these people are zoo. When our leader tell them that people can't reason, people can't reason. The people who say that I'm Igbo man are wicked. Since I was born, I'm an Igbo man. I have never dealt with them. I've never dealt with these people that talking rubbish every time. Anybody who say Igbo is wicked, you know that very person.
Only our born children say Igbo is wicked. The same way you have people who their brain is working below 35% in Biafra land, in Igbo land, in Ijaw land. It's the same way you have it in Yoruba land and Hausa land. Why Hausa not singing Hausa is wicked, considering the atrocity they commit against themselves? If 100 Nigerians have died this year, 90 is from Hausa. Why is Hausa killing themselves? Yet Hausa love themselves. They tell you Yoruba, they will never tell you that the New of Ife junior brother sold Yoruba people. That is why I become the Oba of Badagry. They will never tell you what atrocity Yoruba commit against themselves. They protect themselves in media, and one lunatic will come and tell me Igbo hate themselves. Are you not tired of praying this stereotype record? Mad people.
Do you know how evil these people is? Just to divide us. That's just it. They will make us to hate ourselves. That's what they say. Igbo is wicked, Igbo is well. The Igbo is the people that welcome all the foreigners. If the foreigners come to our land, we welcome them with good heart. These evil people called the Hausa and the Yoruba. If you go there, they will kill you. They will do one thing and the other. They will poison you. These people are evil. So come to this zoo. This zoo must fall. Whether they like it or not, the zoo must fall. And Biafra must come. And no, there's nothing they can do about it. Not very good. I say
God
I want to
bless
give
you.
that so that other people will talk.
Thank you very much, and God bless you. Anybody telling you Igbo is bad, look at that person very well and write down their name. Igbo don't love themselves. Who is Igbo? Is it Roja Sokorocha, David Umahi, Willie Obiano, or Uguanye? Is that the Igbo you are telling me? Are you going to condemn a whole generation because of atrocity or some unscrupulous element, according to Uchimefo? Yushi. Speaking from your conscious mind, you are the first that need to be delivered before we even deliver anybody. But do not forget, it's just a message to the world power. Whatever they are doing now, they have to do it. Call on WhatsApp your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, Mazaniba, good morning.
Good morning, your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Mazichimeze Okoro from Imo State. Right now, I'm in Enugu State. Mazaniba, I want to use this opportunity to greet our able director, Mazen Nandekalo, on his work on the Biafra issue, and also greet all people that are giving more struggle about this Biafra. I'm very happy. I'm very happy and be glad to be a Biafra man and answer and be in present and seeing Biafra struggling. You people will forget all about whatever our people are saying or they are doing against us. Very soon, God will most surely do His will. We are going to be free. Nothing will make us. Nothing will stop Biafra restoration. Biafra is already here, and nobody will stop it. Forget all about our people that in the seat of government, Nigeria government today. They are happy seeing us struggling, suffering up and down. You come in Enugu State here, particularly where I am. You will mercy for some of our Biafran people. You will see young men, young girls walking all up and down, sleeping along the road, sleeping under the bridge, flyover. Because of what? Because of our bad government. Nigeria here, most especially in our Nigeria, we are on fire. Nothing is going on here. Nothing is moving on. Nothing is working out. People are just here suffering and smiling, as if something is happening. Nothing. We are under a bondage. Nothing is going on. Mazi, in my heart, my heart is very bitter on what is happening in Nigeria today. What is happening in this country they call Nigeria, the zoo country they call Nigeria. These people are very wicked to us. Imagine what is coming out, the money that's coming out in our land. They will use it and build our land. They will use it and do something very good in our land. And where the money is coming from, we cannot achieve anything. We cannot get anything from it. Mazin, we are not happy anymore, to say the truth. All we need is
very much. We are going home.
All we need is
thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Our people must understand. When a health minister from Nigeria will tell you that more than 75% of Nigerians are mad, people try to say, no, how can he say such a thing? It's not, but he's saying the truth. Because more than 80% or 85 to 95% of Nigerians are mad. Why are they mad? Is it because they are actually mentally insane? No. Because of hardship. I want you, oh ye world power, because you are the one I'm sending message to. Go and arrest all the mad people in Nigeria. Take them to a rehabilitation center. It will marvel your mind that why some of them are pretending to be mad is because they can't pay house rent. When landlord gives you quick notice and nowhere to go to, and you lost hope for living as a human being, you turn to a madman so you can sleep under the bridge under the gutter without police arresting you or anybody harassing you. Because if you go and sleep by veranda so you look normal, police will take you that night. You will suffer dearly. So it is better to walk along the street of Nigeria as a madman than for you to be locked up in prison. Go to the prison and see a single room 12 by 12 meant for no less than 3 persons. They will stock in more than 200 persons inside a room of 2 by 2. And so it's not better to behave like a madman, because madman have right in Nigeria more than normal human being. That is why only mad people rule Nigeria. What power? Come and investigate. Amnesty International, come and check. You see mad people from Nigeria speaking Queen's English. There is one mad people, husband and wife with their children in Calabar. They speak Queen English more than me. Like okre. But they are mad. Go to Imo State. There is one speaking vocabulary. The policies of the Zoom run that metamorphosis to the crankshaft and the crankshaftarian. It's in Imo State. You think these people are mad? Poverty don't make them to, it is safer to be a madman than to be normal human being inside the zoo called Nigeria. Ndiara, we are telling them the truth. They think they are joking. Can you hear me? Call on the line. This is women's line. Please don't call it. Call on the line. Can you hear me? Of course, we lost that caller, but we must continue. Don't let anybody deceive you. Don't let anybody deceive you. This is Radio Biafra Extra. Caller on the line, can you hear me?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, my brother. Go ahead, your name and where are you calling from?
God will bless you. You will live longer, sir. Because what Nigeria is doing us, and the world leaders, they listen to our cry since 1945 to this moment. They don't want even to talk. They don't, and they never even position themselves to say that they are the one that is in our shoe. Or they are the one that is in our own position, or their children. Sir, I am very, very happy. I am very, very happy to be a Biafran. It is a testimony for me, because I am Igbo man. It is a testimony. Yes, sir. Okay. I am very, very happy to be an Igbo man, to be a Biafran man. Even is a great testimony that Mazinam the Carlo is a Biafra man and Igbo man. It's a great testimony that Jojo Nibe is a Biafra man and the Igbo man. In fact, God is wonderful. God is greater than what we call him. Thank you. God will bless everybody that is talking truth, that is speaking the truth, that is see evil and the one the evil. That person that see everything that is happening, the whole what happened in BIAFRALAND, and seek it and they condemn it, God will bless that person. And those people that eat through driver, through evil, through blood of another person. In fact, I know that God is not a human being that will promise and say, because one day God will punish, will destroy all of them, and He has did it in Egypt, in the land of Egypt. And they forget what happened in Egypt. They forget what happened in Babylon and different places. And they feel that they have conquered God. One day God will destroy the whole people that feel that they are leaders. They will carry weapons to shoot their.
Of course, that is Zoo Epileptic Network. But we must continue. Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me?
Yeah, good morning, Mazi Onibe.
Good morning, go ahead, please. The world is listening.
I'm calling from Malaysia. My name is Chisom. Yes, sir. I'm calling from Malaysia. My name is Chisom.
If you will do well, turn down the volume of your radio set.
Yeah, I have done it. I'm
ahead.
calling from Malaysia. I'm Chisom. I'm Mazi Chisom Ejikeme, a student of Nnamdi Kanu. For the students, what I want to say here to every person, to the word power, we are crying, shouting day and night, and none of them want to hear. None of them want to come to our rescue. None of them want to talk. When this rain will fall, let them know that the whole world will take part of it. Anywhere our people being run to as a refugee,
we will start problem there. The problem there, they cannot carry it. Because when you pursue a bird for his net, for that bird not to stay there, the bird will run away. And anywhere that bird see is where we will do the next nest for him to stay. But there we will not do there. We will make sure that we are destroying anything that close to us in that country that we want to refugee. As we are talking to them now, they don't want to hear because of our color. If they kill fowl, dog, ordinary just common dog in Britain, ambulance, more than 15 ambulance will come for dog that is sick. Pusukat, the same thing. They are willing their properties to Pusukat. The money they thief in the BIAFRALAND, they are willing it to Pusukat. Theresa May has no child. She can't even adopt. She's willing everything that she thief in a Pusukat and the monkey and other things. People are dying here. BBC are not carrying it. Nothing is carrying it. They are waiting. When this rain will start, the whole world will receive it, and the whole world will hear it. We are telling them day and night. They don't want to hear. That is one. Two, again, I'm thanking God for this great opportunity. Thanking God for this generation of Biafra that are here today. Thanking God for giving us person like you, Uchemefo, Mazonibe, and so on and so forth, and Mazen Nekalo. Thanking God for the idea that God are giving our leaders in everywhere to give us this platform to use to communicate ourselves in every other thing. That is what the Hausas did. Whenever you see them, you will see them with their radio. That BBC Hausa. We are calling them fools, but we don't know they are getting a further information from it. Thank God for this one that came to us now as a social media that we are using to connect ourselves, both our enemies, because there must be an enemy. We are not afraid of enemy. We are not afraid of casting. We are not afraid of death. Let's wait there for ground, waiting you remain to fall. We don't near ground now. To fall for ground will be anything for us again. And we will fall and we will stand up and rise. Bible say that the righteous man will fall 7 times and rise again. I greet you, Mazonibe. I greet every eminent Biafrans.
Thank you.
We keep on, no going back. Forward ever, backward never. Struggle, continue. We fight to our victorious. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, my brother. We are going home. The truth cannot be overemphasized. If anybody is trying to tell you otherwise, don't allow them. So a lot of us speak from our conscious mind. There are many things we need to do before we push. So that thing these people are looking for, they will see it. My people say, "Imane be mini no my azoli bango no chine. Imane be mini no my azoli bango no chine." Don't let anybody deceive you. Call on the line. Can you hear me? Your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning, fellow Biafrans, friends of Biafra, and all the lovers of freedom. My name still remains Mazo Kwekwe Biafra, calling from Abia province. Mazo George Onida saying, "Chukwuka a blessing for the good lectures you have given to us. Remain blessed in Chukwuka. That's name I pray." I just usually want to use this opportunity to ask all Biafrans to be resolute. Those in Aba, wherever you are, wake up. Try to go to your zones. Try to go to your unit. We have been having our meetings. Yesterday, we had our meeting yesterday. People came out. We are so great. We are so powerful. I say, wherever you are, come out so that we'll join hands to restore this Biafra. Thank you, wherever you are. I say, may Chukwu Kikadama bless us all. I remain calling from
yes, or quick himself. Please try and call me before the end of the day. God bless you. We must continue. Call on the line on WhatsApp. Your name and where are you calling from?
Yes. Good morning, Mazonibe. Good morning, Biafra. Because I told me for this world reader I'm sorry, because
Gawani Ruwachi.
From Italy. Please, I am. Let me say that I am a graduate. have already graduated from the University of Hamadike Namde Kano. I have graduated, so I am giving this thing as a remark that we use it against the world leaders and the world power and the world because only 5 embassy is what we accept in the land. This message continue with this message, and everybody that are hearing me this morning, carry this message everywhere, because only continent by continent we accept in their flowers. British can never install their members in their flowers. No, it cannot work. Only continent by continent we accept. This man Zaganese is visiting from Pune, Italy. As he graduated, as he graduated from your university. I am visiting you very where you are. Your father, your mother, your wife, and your kids, and your brothers and sisters. I think you very well. I am visiting you all. Thank you very much, man. Thank you.
Thank you and God bless you. We must continue. Caller on the line, can you hear me? Caller on the line, can you hear me? Caller on the line, can you hear me? Of course, we lost that caller. Yes, caller on the line, can you hear me?
Yeah, good morning, Mazi George Onibre.
Good morning, go ahead, please.
Good morning, all health Biafra. My name is Uchi Kechuku. I'm calling from Point State, but I'm in Aba precisely. I greet all Biafrans, wherever they might be. I greet Mazinam Dekano, George Onibre, Uche Mofo, Neni Anya. I'm so not to see Igbo. Okay. Ana m ekele ụmụnne m ndị na-agba mbọ na Biafra ga-enwe isi. Ana m ayọkwa ụmụnne anyị ndị na-agba n'okporo ụzọ, ndị na-agba n'abalị, ihe dị ike na-eme, especially Aba to Port Harcourt. Gị baa na moto, ekwuzina ihe gbasara Biafra, gosi na onye we onye. Nwa na-agba from Port Harcourt to Aba, nnabata because of ọrụ m na-abata late hour. Uru piti no after obehe na-eme ka na-abata ihe. Ịbata n'ihu n'otu n'ime abalị, ị ga-ahụ bus pakịrị ebe ahụ. Ihe a na-eme ebe ahụ almost every day. Ma m na-abata, m na-aga Aba to Port Harcourt almost 5 times in a week. Ihe na-ebe a bụ ihe dị ike na-eme. Anyị na-agbafe ebe anyị ga na-ahụ ebube ebe a na-adị iche. Onye banye moto, biko sọ ngwa sista m na-abanye moto kwute ihe bụkata Biafra m kọọ ya ka si ya mechie ọnụ. Ihe a bụ ọgụ a na-anụzi n'obi, ọwụ ụzọ a na-ekwupụta. Ozugbo kwuru nwafanụ wee lee ya anya, ya gịnị ka ọ na-ekwu? Nkọta ma sista aka, dị masị ya gịnị ka ọ na-ekwu? Ya gwudi ahụ kwuru ọzọ, a sisi ekwu ya ọzọ, adịghị na-akpọ ya na fon, mkpọ ya ka si ya makwa ihe imezere. Agwago gị ịba na moto ekwuzi na gbasara Biafra na ịmara onye wee onye. That sister sị m thank you. Mgbe anyị kwuchara datin, ndị man chiri anya nwunye m n'anya na-ene m sị dị man ka ihe ọwụ. Ọ sị m na onwere na ọhụrụ ka ọ na-ajụ, nọ sista ka ọ na-ajụ. Nke ya hapụ na ọkwa sista ekwuo na wee mechie ọnụ, enwere ihe dị sista kwu. Masị ụmụnne m, biko ihe bụrụ ozi ibu ka anyị hapụ ị na-ekwu ihe gbasara Biafra na moto ọzọ. Na Chineke bi n'eluigwe ebusi ọrụ aka n'ebe anyị nwa anọ. Dịka Chineke malitere ọrụ a, ọ ga-ahụ a wee ruo ọrụ a n'isi njedebe. Ọ ya information m chọrọ ihe ga-eru na gwuru piti anọ after high school, after obere na-eme ka ewute ihe dị ike na gwuru piti ahụ. Mana m maara na Chineke dị mgbe egosi ejiri Chukwu n'oge na-adịghị anya.
Thank you very much. Oh, hey, Biafra. Our people must understand. You see, when people are yapping, IPOB is killing our youth, these people don't know that our WOSA are cutting down our numbers systematically and meticulously. They have checking point everywhere, and beside every checking point of Boko Haram army in the zoo called Nigeria, most especially in BIAFRALAND, you have shallow grave site of Biafran people murdered in cold blood. Let me tell you, 30th of May is approaching. We will hit the street of Biafra land as IPOB, as Biafran, as the original owner of this land. They will not do anything. And you see, with time, I look at people who have gone before us. We can only learn from the deliberate footstep they've left behind for us. But Mali say, there is a natural mystic flowing through the air. I won't tell you no lie. Things are not the way they used to be now. This could be the first trumpet, might as well be the last. Many more we have to suffer. Many more we have to die. Don't ask me why. America knew this truth before Bob Marley was born. That is why in the Declaration of Independence of America, it is written there that let it be known to every American citizen that time in and time out the blood of the youth and the innocent will be used to refresh the tree of liberty. The greatest weakness of the black man is the inability to make price. And that is why in our national item as Biafran, it is clearly stated that if the price for all we hold dear is death, then let us die without a shred of fear. Wisdom is the principal thing in order get wisdom, my brothers. We shall continue. Call on the line your name and where are you calling from?
Hello. Good morning, Master George.
Yes, Ada, go ahead. Good morning.
I'm Sopoluchi Obezi, and I'm calling from Ava. Master George, I just want to thank you for your good work.
Yes, a caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me? Your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, Master Yibe, thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Yes, go ahead.
My name remains Nana A. Nana. The silent listener, the silent Biafran, a great hero. Thank you for your great program this morning. And I want to use this opportunity to send my message. My special message first go to Brutal, Chief of Army Staff of the Zoo. Brutal, my message to you this morning is that as a killing BIAFRANS with all your squad, don't forget, because a general without war, don't forget in the battlefield, no one owns a monopoly of death. And again to the world, I want to say the world should not be fast to forget 2011 Arab Spring, which is fast approaching. Again in the West Africa. And in the West Africa, I thought that's where the World War thought we start. Because those who claim to be the world powers are sleeping.
Some of them are responsible. Some of them are actually creating this menace. That is why I'm writing to them. Will you talk about Shell? Will you talk about Chevron? Will you talk about Eni? Will you talk about Saipan? Will you talk about all the Ajip and the rest of the oil company? F and the rest of them. What are they doing? They know. They are playing.
I want to tell every animal who have been claiming one Nigeria. From today, they should be thanking God for God choosing a person like my leader or Hamadike, one of BIAFRALAND, Mazin Namdekano, to do this work. Because if not for him and with his peaceful approach, I thought the zoo would have fallen for a long time. Because there are who are watching very closely what is going on, who are ready to die, who are already dead, not even ready to die, who are who are very happy to see the zoo fall even at this moment. But command and control, we are still watching. We believe our leader, and we believe he can never fail because he never failed. And again, like what we said now, so whoever that is a BIAFRANS who are saying, all the BIAFRANS, Igbos, we are not IPOB, we are not this, we are not that, the rain is here. The rain is here. And when you fall, no place to hide anymore. The best of it is go out and do what you have to do. Get home, because when it happens, no one will be expelled. No one, even my mother, even anybody. The rain will touch every living human being. The best of it, I want to greet it because we have to do. But I want to say good news to BIAFRANS. Why I say that good news is that as soon each and every healthy and startable human being is supposed to be awake. Every BIAFRANS wake up. Biafra is here. Nothing and no human being, according to my leader, no man born of a woman that can stop Biafra, or heaven and earth will come to an end. Thank you, Onibe, for giving me the opportunity. Keep on and keeping on.
Thank you, my
together,
brother.
We must do Biafra. Together, we must celebrate Biafra.
Thank you, and God bless you. We must continue. Our campus student will tell you that our luta continua, victory ascertain, and here in IPOB we will tell you Biafra continual liberation ascertain. There is nothing they can do about it. But before we come or draw the curtain, because we have come to the end of this evening segment, you must understand one truth, that we don't intend that you begin to compromise with it. We have given you an instruction: stop eating cow meat. The people who bring cow meat to your land, they don't eat cow meat. Stop eating cow meat, because these people eat only ram and chicken. Stop eating cow meat, because it's only Christians that eat cow. Muslims don't eat cow. The day Muslims start eating pig, please, Christians, start eating cow. To you, it doesn't mean anything. Stop eating cow meat, because patronizing their business is not the business of Christian, but the business of only Muslim. Stop eating cow meat so that you stop killing our people. Stop eating cow meat so that you will not be prospering the Fulani terrorist jihadist people. Stop sponsoring jihadists in our land by eating cow meat. Or don't you know the truth? Stop eating cow meat, because if you do that, this will stop them from gallivanting everywhere in Biafra land. If you stop eating cow meat, you would have been able to be among the people who help us to stop the real terrorists in the zoo called Nigeria, the Miatiala, the Boko Haram, and the Fulani herdsmen. It is the cow, the money they make from the sales of cow that they use to sponsor terrorism against you. Arise, O ye Biafran, total boycott for cow meat. It is a gradual process. We will come to others now. This is an order. Give me order. Give me order. We don't give you order. You first of all stop buying cow meat. Let them know that we hate cow. We hate cow because they kill us to bury cow. Reject cow now, and very soon we will end their abattoir in our land. This journey, the way it's end, is only in the hand of the Almighty Creator. But anyhow, as I sign off from here, I say to you, Biafrans, fight on. Fight on till the end. Oh, ye Biafrans, fight on. Fight on till we get Biafra. And you, world power, understand that God will not do for man what man should do for themselves. Understand that no matter what you do to keep us down, we are not going anywhere. And I'll sign off this morning so other platform can come in by telling you, fight on Biafrans.